Second Nature for Children is in the house. Coach, how you doing?
As always, man, I'm great. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing absolutely great. I'm ready to get right to it. I know I'm always talking about either some conversations I can have during the course of the week or something just may come to mind. Um, but definitely I want to talk to you about, does being alone mean you're lonely? I just want you to think about that. I want to share something with the family and I'm gonna let you go in, but I just want you to kind of think about that for a second. Does being alone mean you're lonely? And springtime just came in. I think it was Friday here where we are
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
Atlanta, Georgia. And I just want to ask the family this right here, since it just came in, and you think about this too, and you can let me know if you want to, or you keep it to yourself and kind of think about it. But in your life right now, in your life, what season are you in? I just want you to think about it. What season are you in? Are you in a spring season of life? Because you're in, we are all in one of the seasons. We're in
True,
one of the
true.
seasons,
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
me. And even though spring season just came upon us, it doesn't mean that it's a spring season in our lives. And so I just asked this question before we get to the topic and see what the family thinking about it. Is it a time for something new in your life? If we were looking at our life being in the spring season, is it a renewing time for you? What changes need to be made? Is it a time to get rid of something old
Mm.
so something new can come? I just want to know, family, are you in a springtime of life, or is your life in a fall season where it's a time you have to let something or someone go? I just want you to think about that for a minute. No matter how bad you want to keep it, no matter how bad you want to keep it, but it'll change your life for the better
Mm.
if you can just let it go. And Coach, anytime you want to jump in while I'm just doing this, because I was just thinking about this.
Yeah, I
What
got you. I got you.
you
Yeah.
just jump in. You got a spring season where you need to think about, is it a renewing time in your life along your journey? You got a fall season where is it something or somebody you just need to let it go? I know how bad, like I said, you want to keep a hold to it, but you need to just let it go. And what about a summer season, where it can be trials and tribulations that you're going through right now in your life? Sometimes that's a rough time. They call it a hot time in life. But you need that. Sometimes you need that, depending on what you can brought on yourself. Now, you have to be very careful with bringing things on yourself. But sometimes we all go through trials and tribulations that we need in our lives, because it could be a time in our life where it brings something out of us. You know what I'm saying? For the ones who are
I
going to
got you.
survive
Yeah.
that hot time, it brings something out of you. It's just like fireworks. I can't really see the beauty in fireworks until I put some fire to it. You understand what I'm saying?
Got you.
So sometimes we need to go through a hot season so the best of us can come out. Is it a time that we need to step away from something for a while? Sometimes when things get hot, you need to just step away. When it's a hot season, you need to give some things a break. You need to take a vacation away from it. You understand what I'm saying? And then you need to kind of relax from it, and then it's okay. Then you can come back to it. So I just want to know, are you in that season where you need to give something a break, or a vacation for something for a while? Is it about a winter season? Is it a cold time in your life where you need to put more of something on, or you need to do more of something? Think about that right now. Because if you can understand what season your life is in, it'll put you in a better mindset along your journey. Because one of the best things in life to do is to have an understanding. One of the best things to do. And one of the worst things to do is to have a misunderstanding.
That's understand.
Yeah, to have a misunderstanding. So I just wanted to share some of those things, because those things was on my mind, those things was on my heart. And just from talking to people during the course of the week, I'm seeing that people are in different places, they're in different seasons, and a lot of times they don't understand why they're going through certain things, and they got to take a hope knowing that we are people as a part of the universe. Then we got to understand that our correlation with the universe as well. You got anything you want to share before we move on to the topic?
I mean, I got you, man. It makes sense. I don't know how many people really look at it that way in terms of the correlation with their life and the universe, so to speak. But it definitely makes sense. You know, I can't really call my season, but I know I'm trying to be patient. Well, trying to be patient because I'm looking for my next dwelling place. Let me say it like that.
Okay.
You know, I feel I'll be somewhere else, and I'm trying to look and see where that is.
Okay.
That's where I'm, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe I'm where I'm supposed to be. You know
Okay.
what I mean? I
Okay.
don't know. But I feel, there's somewhere else I could be, I should be. I don't know. So I'm trying to, be patient and figure it out, you know.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's where I am.
Well, yeah, you may be in a spring season then,
You know.
a renewing of something. So you just give
Yeah.
yourself time, you keep
Yeah, yeah,
grinding,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and just kind of think about that though. That has helped me a lot over the years. When I'm dealing with certain things and sitting down thinking about the comparison, like I say, with my life to the universe, and saying, okay, is it a time for something new? Is it a time for me to let something go? Am I just in a trial or tribulation time, or is it time I need to do more or something? So it's just about sitting down, man, with yourself, and being
Yeah, yeah.
real.
But here's the hard part about that now.
Okay.
If you're in a great place, in a great space,
Mm,
you know what I mean?
mm,
It's hard to you to look away from it. Not that you're taking it for granted or you're not grateful, but you are.
okay.
But you look, okay, what's next? You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
Not trying to look too far ahead, but what's next? Because there's another chapter, so to speak.
Okay.
But yeah, that's why I am basically, man.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got you. I got you. And so I'm gonna ask you this question right here, then, and I'm gonna give a little, define some things, and I'll let you share whatever's on your mind, whatever's on your heart. You just take your time. But coach, I want to know, and this come from a conversation that I had with a couple of people this week. Does being alone mean you're lonely? You know, and I want to do the objective definition of alone: having no one else present, alone,
True, true. Yeah, yeah.
on one's own, of physical isolation,
True.
alone.
Yeah.
I want to stay right there. And then when I do lonely, I want to do the same thing. I want to take the objective definition of it: sad because one has no friends or company or companion. Now, many people use these words interchangeably,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
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 they
yeah,
use
yeah.
it. They use it interchangeably,
Yeah.
but the difference between alone and lonely is significant when it comes to emotional wellness. I want you to receive that right there.
Yeah,
I want you to
I can
think
see
about
that.
that, because being alone is a physical state. It's a physical state.
Physical state. Yeah.
It's a physical state. While lonely can be an emotional
Understand.
experience. You understand? So alone can be a place of healing. A lot of folks don't understand. You get alone, you may need that a long time for some healing for whatever you can experience in life. Being alone, it can be a place of peace. You understand?
Yeah.
It can be a place of peace,
Yeah.
absolutely. So just because a person is alone, it doesn't mean that they're lonely. So
I
what you
believe
think
that.
is what you think about that?
I believe that. I believe just because you're alone doesn't mean you're lonely. Two different things. You know what I mean? The thing about it now, being alone could be your choice if there's no other better option. Meaning that it's not that you don't want companionship, whatever it is you want to call it, right? But with what you see or who you're dealing with, you're like, nah, I'm better off, you know what I mean? By myself. Not to
Absolutely.
say your mind is not open, you know what I mean? To incorporate somebody else. It's open, but you like, quality is not is not good enough. I'm better off, by myself. You know, to me, lonely, you yearning,
Mm,
you know, you yearning for that other person, and just like fear and that yearning, you can put you in a desperation space where anybody would do.
mm,
And the next thing you know, your peace, tranquility turn upside down. You know what I mean? Because the person, whoever you invite into your space, you know, got it all crazy.
mm.
So it's definitely different. And I don't see, like I said, I know it's interchangeable, but I know it's different. It's different. You can be alone and not lonely because how can you not stand yourself? How can you not stand yourself, not stand being by yourself, but you want someone to be able to deal with you? I don't never could understand that. You have to be able to deal with you first and foremost. You know what I mean? You ought to. Let me say it. You ought to. You ought to be able to deal with you. And the only way you can get to deal with you, on that level is just for a period of time being alone, being by yourself, you know.
And Coach, by you saying that right there, just kind of think about it. Um, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem because what happens is we can't even be alone with ourselves because a lot of us don't even like ourselves. We haven't really thought about it.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
And I can see, yeah, yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah. I
just
know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And,
go ahead
and, and
on.
that's the truth. But I think a lot of people don't see it like that.
Mm,
They see it as something else. They see it as being bored, everything else but that, you know. And we always talk about being honest. Be
mm,
honest with yourself, man. There got to be something you find out about yourself that you don't like. Okay, are you willing to do the work to change it? So
mm,
you want to be accepted for exactly the way you are,
yeah, absolutely.
even though you don't like certain things about yourself. Come on, man.
And that's the problem. We're so selfish. We're so selfish till we would want someone to come into our life and just form into what we would want them to be,
True.
but still want to keep our selfish ways,
There you
because
go.
yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of us don't see nothing wrong. So it's always pointing the finger at someone else instead of looking at yourself saying, hey, you know what? Let me leave you alone. Let me get myself together.
Yeah, get himself. That's it.
That's
And
that's
that's where the alone comes in. That alone time you working on yourself. You know what I mean?
right.
You're open to whatever the universe has for you. But you want to be in the best possible shape, so to speak, in every aspect of your life, so to speak. You know what I mean? For when that time comes. You don't want to be the one, your fault that you blow it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because you're not tighten up in certain areas in your life. And that's just real, man. You know.
Yeah, you can't deal with you, but you want somebody else to deal with you.
That's it.
Yeah, that's a problem. And then I see another problem from another conversation that I had. We've been westernized. We've been
Oh, definitely.
westernized. Yeah, we've been
Definitely.
westernized.
Definitely.
And a lot of us have been told that you have to be with someone. And if you're not with someone, especially young
Yeah.
ladies, if
Yeah.
you're not married
Yeah.
by a certain age, what's wrong with you? If you don't have kids by a certain age, this
Yeah.
going on. And it pressure a lot of, especially women, it pressure a lot of women to do things and put up with things that they really shouldn't put up with because they don't want mama to look at them a certain way or their girlfriends to look at them a certain way. But they got to understand that we got to come from up under that enslaved, westernized mentality and do you. You understand? Instead of going
I
with,
got you.
yeah,
Yeah.
instead of just going with how it's been written. No, you got to be truthful to yourself, like we always talk about. You got to be honest with yourself because watch this right here. You can be with somebody and still be lonely.
There it is right there.
There it is right there.
There it is right there. And I know about that from experience. So there's nothing folks can tell me in that regard. You can literally be with someone, and you're like, dang, I'm better off by my doggone self. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Absolutely.
real. That's
Absolutely.
real, man. That's real. Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people right now, coach, are living like that right now. Even though
I
they're
can see
with
that.
someone, they're
Hmm.
still lonely because there's an emotional disconnect between the two people.
Too, yeah. Yeah. And when it comes to life, man, I glad I had my experiences, my lessons earlier because I can't see me in I guess you can call it fourth quarter in my life and going through that stuff, man. No, fourth quarter, you should already know, okay, the tempo of the game, what it is, and what you got to do. Let's go. You
And
know what I
and
mean?
and
Not
that's
trying to still figure it out in the fourth quarter. Come on, man.
that's the
So
problem.
yeah, yeah.
That's another that's another problem. You can mess around and got to this part of the game and still haven't matured. You still haven't figured nothing out yet. So if you haven't figured nothing out yet, you're gonna lose this game. If you can mess around and got to the third and fourth quarter and you still doing the same thing you were doing in the
Yeah.
first and second quarter, in which I'm losing in the first and second quarter, it's something I got to make some adjustments along the way.
True, true. Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of us, coach, we're not making the proper adjustments that we need to make along the journey. And
Let me
that's
ask you this though.
going and ask.
Don't you think some people, and that's just me with observation, don't you think a lot of people is like, hey man, the game is gonna be what it is, the ending gonna be what it is. I'm too far in, too far to make change and adjustments now. So it is what it is.
A
And they
lot of
just throw the hand up, it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
that's another sad case that we do have.
Yeah.
A lot of people just can say it is what it is. Life gonna do whatever it's gonna do. No, you got some choices to make that can take your life into another level, take your life in for the better. It's not just it is what it's going. Now it's gonna be whatever you make it. That's what
That's
it's.
it.
Yeah, that's
That's
what
it.
it's going.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
so that's it. It ain't that life that no.
yeah.
It's gonna be whatever you make it. Like I say, always life gonna life. It's gonna do what it have to do. But you got to make sure that you work to do the best you could do to be the best version of yourself. I think
Yes,
that's
sir.
one of the biggest problems that we're having. That we're not as an individual saying, you know what, I want to be the best. The man can told me deal with the foundation of life, my mind, my body, my soul. Okay. If he's telling me to deal with that, he's saying, okay, get your body together. Get your body together. So, in order for me to get my body together, the first thing I have to do is get my mind together.
Mhm.
I got to get my mind together first. I just had this conversation with someone. The first thing you have to do is to make sure that you understand what the mind is and how it works. That's what you have to do first, because you will never achieve anything physically unless you get your mind right. Because you can start on something all you want to. How many times have you set off on something to do and you just never finish it?
Yeah,
Yeah, you had a great idea, but you didn't program it. And see, a lot of us have to be reprogrammed, and we have to understand and watch this right here. Watch how simple this is. We make it hard. In order for you to get anything done physically, the first thing you have to do is be able to define it, what you want to be, what you want to do. You have to be able to imagine it and you got to envision it before it even happens. You have to do that mentally. You have to do that mentally. Then what you have to do is always a connection. You have to always remember that if you want to be successful at anything in life, you have to connect that to what they call the immaterial part of yourself, and that'll be your soul, that'll be your spirit. You have because your discipline, your consistency, your tenacity, self-love, self-care, these things come from within you. They come from within you. So you have to connect the proper mindset to the proper spirit and take those principles, and then you can go be successful with your physical. Here's a fact: if you don't make that connection, you will never do it. You will never do it. And that's why we're cheating now. That's why the cosmetic surgeons, they already know you don't want
Mm.
to put the work in. They already know. They already
I,
know. Go ahead on if you got something to say,
now I was
Coach.
gonna say the shots. What's it? The GL? What is it? GL2,
I,
GL what?
Coach,
Whatever it is.
they
And I
already
was just
know.
talking about that today. I don't know. I think most times a lot of these drugs, the feasibility studies done for 5 years, 5 year period. We don't know the effects 10, 15, 20 years. Now I could be wrong. But yeah, that shot GL2, GL, whatever it is, man. I see some folks. I'm like, is that Buddy right there? I said, wow. So he did something. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to be
Yeah.
very careful when we
Yeah.
start putting these foreign chemicals into our bodies and being guinea pigs for the medical field. We got to be very careful with that. So, Coach, I would definitely say that being alone doesn't mean that you're lonely.
It's not lonely. Yeah, yeah. I got
Because
that too. I
and
said,
like we said, you can be alone by choice. Shit, you could be alone by choice based on your life experiences. It's time to get away from a lot of mess. Because I'm sure that a lot of us when we was younger, coming from a lot of our backgrounds, not being mature, not understanding certain things, we can been through a lot of mess and it took folks through a lot of mess. You
yes.
understand?
Yeah, yeah.
And so the thing is to work on growing, and that's why I tell grown folks all the time, listen, you can't make another grown person do nothing. You just get yourself together. If it's meant to be, y'all be together, whatever you're gonna accept. But all that you trying to make somebody be what you want them to be, stop, grown folks. Leave. You don't once you get grown, you don't have to be with nobody. Now, if you mess around and you get some children caught up in the equation, now you got to put up with this person. I don't care whether they cheating on you, I don't care what they doing. Because you knew they was a cheater before you got with them. You know they was abusive before you got with them. Now it ain't about you. It's about
Them
that child.
kids.
It's about
Them
them
kids, yeah.
kids. So we
Yeah.
got to stop that, man. We got to stop bringing children into our mess. We got to stop bringing children into, he was one way before you got with him. She was one way before you got with her. Oh, if I have a child, things will change. That's one of the dumbest decisions you can make in life. That's one of the dumbest decisions. I know he or she'll change, or I know I can change him, or I know if we get a baby, they gonna do this and do that. You gonna tell me that something is not wrong with us as a people mentally? Man, it's a lot of work that we have to do with ourselves, and we need to seek help. If we don't understand how to we need to get some help. Get you a mentor. Go ahead
But
on.
here's the thing with that. So how you so willing to change someone, but you don't have that same energy and that drive to change yourself for
That's
the better? I
crazy.
mean, how you so willing?
That's
Because
crazy.
if you dealing with someone, I mean, I know if I'm dealing with someone and I see they making moves and adjustment, you know, that are bettering their life. You think that won't motivate myself? You think that won't motivate someone? Hey man, they're getting their game again. Shoot, I need to tighten up. Come on. I would think that. You know what I'm saying? But hey
We so
man.
messed up to this is the thought process. I'd rather give you a hard time than take the responsibility of getting myself together.
Whatever.
See, it's
Mm.
easier for me to give you hell. See, that's
Yeah.
all. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, yeah, all I got to do is just keep giving you hell
Mm.
about your life. I ain't gonna worry about going to get myself together. I just want you to understand the mindset. It's
And
easier.
yeah,
Go ahead on, Kurt.
that's why right here and now, man, I prefer how it is. I prefer to be alone.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Yeah, my mind is open. I'm not closed off, whatever. But it's great to just have to deal with me. You know, I'm not going to disappoint myself. You know, I'm going to take care of my responsibilities. You know, I'm not going to disappoint me because I know there's no safety net.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I can't blame anybody else if my stuff is shaky. I got to blame me. And I'm willing to take that on, you know. So linking up with someone, you know, and you talking about locking in, they got to be solid in that regard, man. You got to be solid,
It's gonna be hard to
you
find
know.
them. Yeah, it's
Hey,
yeah, it's gonna be hard to
got to be
find them. So
solid, man. So,
yeah, because one thing about this right here, once you become conscious of certain things and your common sense factors go up, once you're working on yourself as an individual, man, if you're with somebody who don't take accountability for themselves, your life gonna be a living
hey, man.
hell. Do you understand what I'm
Okay.
saying? You're trying to get yourself together, but they so busy trying to get you together at the same time instead of working on themselves.
Well,
Leave me alone. Get yourself together. Work on yourself. Because we all need to work on ourselves.
and
But
it's a continuous process too. I don't care what age you are. Ain't no, you know, okay, man, you achieve. Nah, as long as you got breath in your body, you should be working on yourself in some aspect of your life. I mean, period. Whether it's reading more, whether it's acquiring more knowledge, you know what I mean? You
absolutely.
know, working on your patience, whatever it is, the financial rent, whatever, man. It's always
Absolutely.
something you can work on, man.
Absolutely.
You know,
I
that's
tell
what I believe.
it
So,
that no, that's a fact. That's a fact. You can prove it. That's a fact. It's evident. You should always, and I tell people all the time, you should always stay on the construction. You should always stay building. You understand? Don't think that okay, since that's finished, that's no. Then you need to build on something else. Then you need to be. You should always stay on the construction. No one has it all together. Every day is the opportunity, man, for you to go out and be the best version of yourself. And I'm gonna tell you something. I mentioned about being conscious and having common sense. Once you become conscious, and like I say, your common sense factor go up, man, you're gonna find yourself in a place of isolation. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You gonna, I promise you, you would not become conscious and your common sense factor go up, and you continue to do a lot of foolishness and be around a lot of folks. It just won't happen. It just won't happen. Because you have to understand that elevation comes with isolation.
isolation. Yeah,
It comes with it. And we understand that common sense is not so common with a lot of us. It's just not common with a lot of us. And I don't care who get mad. That's a fact. That's a fact.
you observe, man. You observe. You can see that. I mean, it's right on our faces on a daily basis, whether we want to see it or not. So,
Once you get a certain mindset, I don't care how bad you may want to be with a person or be around a group, mentally, it won't, your mind won't let you do it. You won't be able to spend time with stupidity. You won't be able to spend time with fools. It'll just drain you. It'll have you will get away from it. I guarantee you.
I
You'll
got
know
that. Yeah, yeah. Because
you
certain conversation you can't have with certain people.
can't have it.
You already know. They look at you like you're crazy. What? What do you
Can't
mean?
have it. Can't
Okay,
have
okay,
it.
never mind.
Can't have it.
Never mind. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I have a guy at the gym. He's always trying to strike up conversation. You know what I'm saying? And so I told him, I said, listen, I gave him a YouTube channel. I said, go check my channel out, check the topics. Then, if you got something that you would like to talk about pertaining to what's going on, or something I've said, something, those are the things I talk about. I really don't want to talk about what you're talking about. And I was just like that. I don't want to just hold general conversation. I don't care about talking about sports, grown men. I don't care. It's certain things I just don't care. You know what I'm saying? So if we're gonna talk about doing something to make a difference, or talk about something that can advance our lives, better our lives, then okay, us have that conversation. But to talk about grown men in football and baseball, I don't give a thing about that. I don't care. I don't. I'm the wrong one for that. You can do that, and I have nothing against folks if that's what they want. I have no problem with it. I'm just letting people know It's certain conversations that I want to have and certain ones, and if somebody says something, I may, especially on sports, just ask about the Falcons here. I may throw something in there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll throw something in there and let it burn. But I'm telling you now, I'm not gonna keep feeding the fire. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I can throw my little part in there. I'm done with that because I'm ready to move on because it gets you nowhere and it gets us nowhere.
Oh,
So I'm not going to be able to hold a long conversation with someone where it's not advancing us in some type of way to help ourselves first, help our families, do something to help children, and make sure, family, that you go out and check out our Facebook page, Second Nature for Children, and see the great work we do with the children. That's our website. Go to our website, man, and see. Look at the program. You understand? So, Coach, that's one thing I never, ever, 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 ever worry about anybody coming at me wrong because of my work. I don't have to worry
mm,
because all I have to do, coach, is show them my work. I can shut anybody down with my work because people who are working, they're not gonna come at me. Because they'll respect that. What you doing? Whoa, you understand?
mm.
And then
I got you.
the ones who not doing it, I'm gonna shut them down with evidence, especially if they're not doing nothing. If they're not doing nothing for themselves, if they're not doing nothing for their families, if they're not doing nothing for children, I'm the wrong one. Can't nobody, and I said, can't nobody come at me the wrong way because of my work I put down every day. I can say that because my work is sincere. I'm not scamming. I'm not playing no games. My work is sincere. And just like I say, you can go to my Facebook page, Second Nature for Children, and see the work. It's evidence because I have an evidence-based program. So I don't have to worry about folks uh coming at me, even on this channel we put out. Man, ain't no for the information that we put out, it'll be a fool to come at us the wrong way. And all we're talking about is bettering ourselves.
I got a question, man.
Go on and ask
Um, where were the comments, man?
it. You understand what I'm saying? Okay.
People, where were the comments? I see comments and everybody else join, man. Hey, what's going on?
Ain't that something?
Thumbs up, kudos. What's up, y'all? Keep going. Something, people.
Ain't that something?
It's all pertaining to us, whether you want to believe it or not.
Ain't that
Nothing?
something? Nothing.
Okay,
Nothing.
okay.
And like I say, I can go out on YouTube and I observe because I'm an observer. And I see all the mess that's being talked about. And I see why people are gravitating. Views, views, views,
Yeah,
views,
yeah.
like, thumbs up. They sending money in. Listen, man, we so many, they sending money in to folks is not giving them any information to make them better. They packing the channels out on information of especially the belief people. They
Mm.
packing the channels out on something that can't nobody prove that will always keep an argument. I just want you to see where we are. And that's why I tell you, coach, it won't be no time soon for us to come together for betterment of nothing. Because look at the things that we gravitate toward.
Here's my thing, man. That's just what I think is going on. I think a lot of people believe if they ignore the things we're talking about, I don't know, automatically they go away, they don't exist. But reality is reality. They're not going anywhere. We got to do something about it, whether we want to or not, because they all affect us directly and indirectly. We talking about self-improvement,
Mm.
self-improvement, especially for us. So you could ignore it, or if you want to, turn a blind eye, you could, whatever, but they're not going anywhere. Where are we living? Okay. All right, now. You can spell it with Sierra, you can spell it with three Ks. You can do whatever you want to, but where we living? Is that real, man? Is that real? So
And it's sad. We don't want to hear the truth. We don't want to hear the truth. And it's so basic. We've said it 2 million times. that the truth will make you accountable and responsible. And we don't want to hear it. Because then we got to change. Yep. Then we got to change.
Yeah.
Yep. Then we got to change. So we don't want to change for the better. And and I always tell grown folks like this right here, whatever you want to do, you do it. The problem, it's just like in religion. I don't care what nobody belief is. If that's your belief, okay, fine. My thing is, let me see you live it. That's all I'm asking. Let me see you live it.
Speaking of which, I saw a piece. The preacher asked for the W-2.
Yeah, absolutely. I want you to see this. Yeah,
I said,
absolutely.
what? So, nah, is
Absolutely.
this AI generated somebody playing games?
No. Real talk.
Wow.
Real talk. They've got to preach out talking about before you pay your bills, you give your
What?
10%. Man, stop playing, man. Church pack. Before you pay your bills, you give your 10%. You'll be blessed.
Man.
I just want you to see 2026, and you got somebody that'll
Oh,
tell you
man.
that, and you still will go there.
And
Cause
you supposed to be a grown man or a grown woman? Are
we
you serious?
we so that, but
Man, please.
that man said before you pay your bills, you make sure you give it to the church first. You'll be blessed. You'll get yours, and you're gonna tell me we not messed up. That's why I say
Mm.
grown
Wow.
folks, do you grown folks
Wow.
stop having children, please? Because we keep bringing children into our mess. You right now today in 2026, you got pastors telling these folks, you got a particular pastor getting told these folks, it's out there on Facebook, it's out there. Before you pay your bills, you bring your money to me. God gonna bless you. Don't worry about that. Man, get out of here, man. You gonna tell me
Oh,
we not stupid, man. We are some of the most stupidest people I've ever
mm,
seen in my life with our behavior. You say, well, how you say that? Because of our behavior. So go look up the word before you get all bent out of shape. Look up the word stupid. And we are a very stupid people because of our behavior. Coach, I'm done. You got what, just a minute and 40 seconds.
I made a couple of observations, man. I just want to speak on it for a minute. Um, I read a piece where they say they're spending about $1 billion a day in this so-called war, man.
Absolutely.
And they're asking for 200 billion more.
Ain't that something?
But you can't pay the TSA agents.
I just want you to hear it.
That's supposed to secure the citizens, the airports. I'm just, I, I saw that. That's my observation. I'm like, wow. So I'm curious to let me see if they're gonna get this 200 billion they want. That's what I'm looking just to see. Show me where you spend your money on. And I show you showing me what your priority is. So
Absolutely.
hey, if they get it, that means that's their priority. So one thing I know for certain right now, we can't say we don't know. Everything is out in the open and we can see and observe and read and all that for ourselves. And if you say you don't know, it means you don't want to know. You know, that's my observation, man. I'm just relaying it. Hey, you know.
Coach, until the next time, I appreciate you. Much love to you, and we'll do it again.
All right, see you, man.
Yes,
Take care.
sir.